welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. We have a big race in store for you here tonight from Daytona International Speedway. Of course, this is the new Daytona. They have updated it this last Tuesday, so let's hope everything goes as planned and everything works out fine. We have had some issues in the last couple of days, but we're not doing any heat racing and we're not doing any dirt track racing here tonight, as of course Daytona is a 2.5 mile super speedway, so I expect to see some really good asphalt racing here tonight, and hopefully problem-free here from the World Center of Racing. That being said, we need to thank all the sponsors that have come on board here for this season, for this series, and of course the sponsor backing all of this year is going to be Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Mark Walls himself will be back as a new father here tonight, or a newer father. Already has some kids and now has one more. So he is back racing with us here tonight. On the broadcast side of things, of course, we wouldn't be here without the following partners here for 2019. Those do include this series themselves: Northwest Racing Series, Wolves Beard Co. Beard Balm, RaceOnTexas.com, as you just saw some of their footage on the channel earlier today in that live look-in, Sim Speed Shop, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and Racecore coming on here just recently. So make sure you check out all of these great partners and sponsors here for tonight's broadcast. That being said, of course, let's go a little bit into the race details here for tonight itself. Of course, coming up next here tonight is going to be qualifying from Daytona International Speedway. Again, qualifying coming up next. We got about 7.5 minutes left before we move into qualifying. We'll try to talk to at least one or two drivers here if we can. Probably get at least one in here, I would think, as to what the fuel and tire strategy is going to be here. 80 laps. We'll probably take 4 tires. Somewhere around that 40, I would think, one set of tires. I don't see too many tire issues being the case here tonight. However, I do expect them to have to take fuel. We don't know that fuel window. We will find out here very shortly. So we'll be talking to them here in just a minute. Of course, on the mic in the booth here tonight, myself, Charles Hooten, and of course I am your producer and announcer here tonight, as there is no second chair for this series. We are out there looking, so we'll definitely be posting about that this season, looking for that second announcer. Come on board here. It's a little late for some of us in the Central Time Zone, but we enjoy this series, and we are here for the long haul, so make sure if you want to come on board or just want to get in this racing, if you're in the Northwest Club on iRacing, you can do so by getting a hold of them on iRacing. That being said, give us just a minute. We're going to see if we can't get a quick driver in here and talk to him about what the fuel strategy is going to be here for tonight's race. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. We have Josh Coley in the booth with us here, technically on the radio. And the questions are simple here. We got 4.5 minutes roughly. What kind of fuel strategy are we looking at here, general, around fuel mileage for tonight's race?
It's looking about like 40 laps, somewhere in that area. Might be able to make 41, but that'd be stretching it.
So about 40 laps, about half this race. We mentioned earlier here in the pre-show that I don't think tires will be too big of an issue here tonight. So when you come down, if it is under caution versus green, we'll give both scenarios. Uh, what kind of tires you can take? 2, 4, no tires. We'll go with green and then go with yellow.
Green flag usually is just fuel only. Um, full tank you can take 2 tires and it doesn't cost you any time, but I usually just take fuel. It's green, and then if we're running in the back and trying to just be safe, I'll take 4 tires. Just about every time I get a chance, but it comes down to it. Green flag, no tires, and try to get to the front.
And of course, the last question for the fans out there that may not be familiar with Daytona or how this track works: if you're going to take 2 tires during a green flag stop there for fuel, which 2 are you going to take that are going to give you the most benefit?
I generally rotate. If I'm taking 2 tires, I'll take the right sides and then I'll take the left sides. You get a lot of left front wear, kind of surprisingly, but the left front takes a lot of abuse on the super speedway setup. So left sides are just as good as the right sides. So I try to alternate.
Well, there you have it, folks, for everyone out there listening in. If you've needed a little help with your tire strategy here at Daytona, there's your good one right there to use. We're going to go ahead and step away one last time here. When we come back, we'll recap our practice here before we move on to qualifying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and of course, yeah, we're just chatting in there. We did try the new HDR, and not sure if it's. I don't think it's an iRacing issue. I'm not sure if it's a monitor issue or what may be the situation there. But yeah, we tried the HDR, and it did make some things look really crisp and they're really bright and good looking. But it also made some reds look neon orange. So unfortunately, it just wasn't working out for us. So we're going to keep diving into that and see if we can't figure out why those reds did look neon orange, almost pinkish at some. So we'll be keep diving into that, see if we can't figure out what the deal was. But to recap practice here, we got 54 seconds, and it looks like we got about 35, about 35 drivers that have joined us so far. The fastest one is Josh Cushman in the 95 with a 46.963 so far here in practice at Daytona International Speedway. Of course, this is the new Daytona look. As you can see, the big difference there, it doesn't say Daytona on the top of the little tower there anymore. It says the World Center of Racing. Not much has changed in the infield. Still grass, and of course says Daytona, and there'll probably be at least somebody tearing it up here tonight. That's of course you see the ISM vision signs in the infield, and there is a lot of stands here for people to sit at, and they look pretty full here from our view anyway. So we'll see. Hopefully all the fans out there enjoying it tonight. Of course, if you're just tuning in with us, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and of course the subscribe button and little bell to be notified of all upcoming events. If you like the racing here tonight, we are with the Northwest Truck Series, As there you see it, it is now time to get ready for some qualifying. So we're going to go ahead and pull up your qualifying drop down here for tonight's race. And it looks like we're going to have our first driver to come out on to the track. And it's going to be the number 1 of Caden Anderson. We'll go ahead and bring up your qualifying bar as well. And I may stand corrected. He may not be the one. The first one actually coming out onto the track is going to be the number 35 of Joshua. We'll do our best to pronounce that last name here, as we have not seen him. He's a brand new driver here. I'm going to go with the L maybe? I'm not sure how you pronounce that last name. We'll have to clarify that with him if we can get a chance to do so. And I don't see him in radio communications where we can. Again, the number 35 of Joseph be here tonight with us until we can clarify that last name. As again, I do not see him available to chat with us, so that is unfortunate. But we will have to try to get in contact with him if we can later on here tonight. Hopefully we will be able to have a chat with him. But regardless, nobody's put in a time just yet. He's going to be one of the first ones, as you see right there. He will go past the line, and he will start lap number 1. Of course, they have 2 laps to get around this track. It's 5 miles around the track for qualifying. One of the biggest laps for qualifying other than Talladega Superspeedway. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I had to take care of a quick mic issue there. As Joshua, again, we're going to go with, I believe that's Bell. Looks like Bell. That's what we're going to go with here tonight. He's your 3rd fastest. Chris White getting your 1st fastest so far. And that number 83 machine currently with a 50.821. As you look right behind him is going to be Garrett Sisk with a 50.924, separated by 0.103. So a good time for him indeed. We'll see Tom Green, someone we're very familiar with here, as they were here all last season and the season before that. And the same number 77, 296, going to drop to 5th place, as it's going to be Dylan Huffines. It's going to take that 00 to 4th position with a 50.963. And there goes Garrett Sisk to the top of the charts with a 50.087. So one of the new drivers taking it to the top. We'll see Ryan Maines, somebody who's no stranger to being fast here. He's currently 3rd fastest with a 50.461. Let's go to some of them we know it should be towards the top here, as we see Mark Walls out on the track in that number 48 machine. Currently no time in, as he looks to be on his warm-up lap right now. So we'll see Jeff Stabnow out on the track as well, as he's just now getting out onto the track. We'll switch over to some new people here. There's Dylan Huffines now with a 50.119 to go to 2nd place, and Caden Anderson in 6th place right now with a 51.058. He's going to put himself in 6th place. And we saw Bruce Weaver here in Monday's race, currently 8th fastest in the number 40, make it 9th fastest with 51.325. Corey Walters is going to top him, Tom Green, and Caden Anderson with a 50.797. And Ray Fournier in the 26th machine, he's going to jump all the way to 7th and now 8th with 50.979. As Daniel Masters is going to drop him 1 more spot, and they are still dropping those spots left and right. William Fletcher all the way to 3rd, probably one of the best qualifying runs we have seen from him. Again, the period, whether it was this season or last season. So a huge turnout for him. So good to see, a good one for him, but he's going to be dropped. The spot as Caden Anderson puts in another time. Let's go back to some of our other drivers here. Mark Walls out on the track as he is going to put in his first time, and it's going to be a 51.040. I expect to see that move just a little bit faster. It is Jeff Stabnow putting in time number 151.027 to put himself in 8th position. Again, that number 24 machine will be higher up in the charts when he gets there. That was just his first lap, and will drop at least a second off that time. Will anybody hit the 49 second times? We'll see. Donovan Barr, 50.065. Jason Berg just ran a 50.033. So we have drivers very close to hitting those times. Sean Brightsman going to be one of those that could potentially do it in the number 46 machine as well. As you see right there, he is about to put in his first lap, his warm-up lap. We'll see if he can top that 50.033. Mark Walls, 50.090. So right now, our top 4 drivers, let's make it top 5 drivers, actually top 6 if you want to get technical about it, as Jeff Stabnow wins the second place, 50.061. So we're going to go back here to Gary Nichols, who's out on the track as well. But you see it right there, our top 6 drivers, I do believe, yes, 6 drivers separated by less than a tenth. That is just ridiculous when it comes to how fast these guys are going. It is utterly insane. You see right there, 50.094 was what 6th place ran. So the top 6 drivers just really, really close together. Let's switch over to Todd Connell, who is out on the track right now in that number 102 machine. He is one of the few drivers that has not put in the time yet that is currently on the track. Gotcha, Jason. Well, yeah, I'll definitely try messing with that and see if we can't get that sorted out. As of right now, folks, the drivers that are in the session that have not put in a time are going to be Josh Cushman, Steve Silstad, Scott Hutchinson, John Ottenbacher, Dan Stuzy, Frank Cash, Josh Coley, James Thurston, and AJ Williamson. Those drivers have not even strapped into their car to come out onto the track. Interesting enough, we'll see here. Josh Cushman, Steve Silstad, Josh Coley. Those 3 drivers, they very well may not come down and qualify here tonight. Those 3 drivers and AJ Williamson in there too. That is from White Knuckle Racing, that entire team. They may not come down. They may not come out. They may stay on the pits and just not come out onto this track. We'll see if that is the strategy they deploy here tonight. It is a very possible strategy to use. Hang in the back just a little bit and don't push any issues too early in this race. Again, we heard earlier from one of their drivers, Josh Coley, that you have a 40 lap window on fuel, so they've got plenty of fuel to get to the halfway point. Maybe 41 if you push it. I don't think we're going to see anybody push it too much. But that is probably going to do it here. We got a minute 11 left for qualifying. It would take them about a minute 20 or so to get around this track. So I don't think anybody else is going to come out. And even if they do, they're not going to be able to complete a lap. So your pole sitter here for tonight's race is going to be the 21 of Jason Berg. And his outside is going to be the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. 2 very, very competitive drivers. So this could get interesting. Just to note here, if you're looking at here, we have row 1's going to be 2 veterans. Row 2, 2 brand new rookie drivers. Row 3, 2 veterans again. So this is going to get very interesting here tonight, folks. We are going to have 2 veterans out front, leading the front 2 rows, and 2 rookies pushing them on the second row. So how will this go here tonight? Again, we have a ton of drivers. We'll see if everybody starts. I expect some of these guys just want to start in the back. We're going to go ahead and get rid of your qualifying drop down here, as it is just about time to get this thing going. As you see, there it is. The timer hits 0 on the clock, and it is time to go to your official race. As there you see, all cautions for tonight's race are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. A big shout out to them for coming on board here very recently. We are definitely appreciative of that. And of course, so we have a few more spots left open for some sponsorships. Our new sponsorships, of course. We have 2 packages that are available right now, or to be filled anyway. And both of those would be for this and also for some real life racing that we're going to be covering. So you get double the exposure with some sim racing, and of course with some virtual or some real life racing as well. That being said, we are going to go ahead and drop down to the track here, as it looks like everyone is sitting on the grid for tonight's race. So let's go ahead and go to our main camera here and bring up your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. Road number 1, we talked about them, 2 veterans, the 21 of Jason Berg and the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Row 2, right behind them is going to be 2 rookies here tonight, Donovan Barr in the 98 and Garrett Sisk in the 64. Row 3 is going to be 2 more veterans, the 48 of Mark Walls and the 36 of Chris Walters. Row 4 is going to be the 00 of Dylan Huffines and the 03 of Daniel Masters. Row 5 is going to be the 7 of Brett Johnson and the 46 of Sean Breitzman. Row 6 is going to be the 88 of Travis McKinney and the 72 of BJ Tidrick. Row 7 is going to be the 92 of Casey Tillman and the 1 of Caden Anderson. Row 8 is going to be the 9 of Corey Walters and the 19 of Matt Henry. Row 9 is going to be the 26 of Ray Fournier and the 28 of William Fletcher. Row 10 is going to be the 58 of Stephen Paulson and the 83 of Chris White. Row 11 is going to be the 40 of Bruce Weaver and the 13 of Ryan Maines. Row 12 is going to be the 102 of Todd Wardell and the 35 of Joshua Bell. Row 13 is going to be the 8 of Gary Nichols and the 77 of Tom Green. Row 14 is going to be the 33 of Josh Coley and the 65, his teammate Steve Silstad. Row 15 is going to be John Ottenbucker in the 89, who actually did not take to the grid, and on his outside would have been the 2 of James Thurston. Row 16 is going to be the 95 of Josh Cushman and the 27 of A.J. Williamson. Row 17 is going to be the 91 of Scott Hutchinson and the 20 of Frank Harris. Row 18, which would be running solo but will not here due to John Ottenbucker not starting, is going to be the 78 of Dan Stuzzi. Of course, that will do it here for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. Should be a great race. I hope everybody is enjoying it here tonight. Make sure you, of course, hit that thumbs up button if you like the race, and of course, hit the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified of all upcoming events. It's time to get this race started here for the first time tonight, as they are getting the green flag. There it is. Green flag is out, and we are racing here for the first time. Well, for the first time tonight, and of course for the first time this season for the trucks here at Daytona International Speedway. You're watching the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. on Virtual Racing Network division of RacingTexas.com. And of course, it is going to be a great season. 33 weeks short. Yeah, it's a short season compared to some. So 33 weeks short. It's going to be a fantastic one. Jeff Stabnow out front right now, being pushed by his teammate, the 48 of Mark Walls. Mark Walls already getting nice and moving forward as you got Jason Berg and the 21. They've shuffled it up pretty good here early in this race. As no surprise there, those veterans will work their way to the front. I want to go back here to Donovan Barr. I believe that is in the 98. No correction, that is the 64 of Garrett Sisk. What a paint job on there. That is probably the brightest looking paint job I have ever seen on a truck here in this series, other than the exception of the one car, the 46, and we have cars piling up. Huge wreck back in the back. Caution is out, number 1. And this started somewhere around Dylan Huffines in the 00, I believe. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to bring out caution number 1 early on lap number 2. Go to the aerial cam provided by Seamus Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And we'll see right there. Oh, correction. A hook from the 48 to the 24. He was pushing him and just hooked him there just a little bit. As we were totally wrong on where that one started. Let's go back and take one more look if we could. And then we'll bring that aerial cam back up again here to Mark Walls. And it looks like just a bumper hook in the corner is what caused it. And right there, a little offset, and around he goes, punches him right into the 98. And that just causes calamity behind him. The 00, of course, getting a huge chunk of that. So that will bring out caution number 1 here for tonight's race. Early, probably the earliest caution we have ever seen here for this series. I don't think we've ever seen a caution here on lap number 2, but we have here one tonight. And let's go back and check in with Jeff Stabnow, who unfortunately still being scored in 5th position, so that's good for him, but he has heavy damage. He will have to use his fast repair as they come around a turn here. No surprise you're going to see these guys come down pit road, and we'll see. We might get a word in with the 48 or the 24. We'll probably get a word in with Jeff Stabnow in the 24, who is off to come down pit road, I do believe, as he is indeed coming down pit road. You see quite a few of them coming down pit road, but quite a few of them staying out as well. So about a 50-50 mix. This is not what I expected to see. You got people smoking back there. Obviously, they're going to come down pit road. But you should see here that car kind of magically fix itself, as I would imagine he probably will use that fast repairs like he just did. So as soon as he comes out of pit road, we will get him on the radio and take a chat with him here in just a minute. But again, there you see him on pit road. That damage still there. It looks like he's not going to take it. I am shocked that he is not taking that fast repair. He's been there for about 30 seconds now, so not sure how come he's not taking that here, but we're going to go back to our main camera here, and we'll see. He's going to be sitting on the pit road. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with him as he's still sitting there on pit road. So just a moment here. Jeff Stabnow, you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, we see you're still in pit road there, so we're kind of curious what's keeping you on the pit road. We figured you'd use that fast repair, but other than that, what happened there? It looked like just a little bit of an offset to you in the 48 and a little bit of a bumper hook.
Well, it's actually, it sounds like it registered between me and Jason Berg as the hit, so not real sure. I'm trying to not use the fast repair here, so we tried to repair it. We'll see how it runs.
But definitely interesting out here.
It was net code. It acted like I got bumper hook, but it registered a contact between Jason Berg and I. So we think we just got some bad server leg there, and unfortunately, some of the leaders, including myself, got took out there.
Well, that's good news for Mark Walls, your teammate there. At least iRacing's not going to credit him with getting you, even though he was clearly all over your bumper there, giving you a nice little push, and it just looked like it just got you there a little. But regardless, you're not using the fast repair. You're going to come out and see what you can do. It's early. I don't think I would say you're nice done. You still got that fast repair, and it's Daytona, so we're not going to count you out just yet.
Yeah, I still got a little bit of front end damage, but I think if I can tuck in behind somebody, I might be able to stay with the pack. We'll just try to hang with them until we get closer to the end and burn that fast repair. And if we can't keep up, we'll burn it early.
Well, we'll definitely be looking for you to come back to the front. And, of course, it is the first race here for the season, so we know you got some quick shout-outs you want to give.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, big congratulations to the Walls family, the Walls Beard Co. family there. Mark Walls and his wife there had a baby boy Monday night. That's why they weren't at the race. So super excited for them. Big congratulations. Shout out to them. And, of course, the Walls Beard Co. products, big part of what we do here, big sponsors for us. Again, we wouldn't even be doing this without them. And then, of course, you, Charles, with BRN there. You know, it's just a pleasure working with you, man. This is just a great relationship we have. And so glad to be a part of it.
Definitely, we're glad to be here. And we have one last question for you. The lights are still on here on the pace car, but we just noticed here that we were looking around. The sun is setting, and the lights have not come on this track yet. So we're kind of curious. Is it getting a little dark out there?
You know, the shadows really messing with us. When we come off of 4 and onto that straightaway, but when you're coming off 4, if you're trying to run too wide, and you usually kind of look at some of the groove marks in the track to line you up, you can't see them. I mean, it's just sun in your eyes. It's kind of neat, but definitely this in the sun and then into the shadows is certainly making it hard to find your marks and drive a straight line out here.
Well, definitely, let's hope those lights come on soon. Otherwise, Daytona may not have paid their bill here, so let's hope those come on soon, and hopefully we'll be talking to you a little later tonight under better circumstances.
Yeah, 10-4, man. Thanks a lot, Charles.
All right, there you have it. That was the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. As you can see, when they come around these corners, I don't know if y'all can catch a glimpse of those, but those lights on the track are not on. And this sun is going down. It is going to start getting darker and darker here. And unfortunately, that, of course, is going to mean that if those lights don't come on, this track is going to get really dark. So we'll be hoping that those lights do come on. I would have imagined, this stage is late in the game here. We do have a hotfix coming out for iRacing tomorrow. Hopefully this was not one of them that nobody caught. I would imagine some people have run here by now, so we'll be looking to see if indeed those lights do come on. You'll see it. It'll brighten this track up quite a bit. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. I know it's late for some people, but it's like myself, but we're glad to be here. As there it is, the green flag is out once again, and we are racing. And we are going to experience some really good side-by-side. We may even see some 3-wide here tonight, as they are going to get it going a little slow. They will get going here. We got some cars shaking up in the back here. Let's go ahead and take a look. There's Bruce Weaver that's going to be on pit road now. And these guys right there. Oh, we got a truck upside down. Caution is out. That's going to be for the 0-3 of Daniel Masters. Caution is out once again. Let's go back and take a look. Let's go to the aerial camera once again. And what happened? Somebody didn't get going here. I think that's a 35. That just did not get going. Something happened to that truck. And right there, there you see it right there, and upside down he goes for the 0-3 of Daniel Masters. But again, I think that truck right there may have caused some of this, as more cars spinning here after the fact. But I don't think the 35 got going here, as he sure is going now. He's flying through the field. Let's go ahead, let's go back one more time and take a look here to the restart. Let's go back to the aerial cam. Again, you're watching the 35 here. We'll get a hold of him. That is Joshua Bell, the one we were talking about earlier. He's sitting right there in 6th place, and I just don't think he got going, and that may have stacked up the field right there. You see everyone takes off, and he does not get going. That is what caused all of this. Everybody trying to shake it up, and they go 3-4 wide trying to squeeze around him. I'm not sure if the engine expired or he had misshift or something, but not holding his line either at all, as he almost causes the 8 of Gary Nichols to get into him as well. But then all of a sudden, then he picks it up when the caution comes out and comes flying through the field. So, excuse me, I'm not sure what is going on with the 35 there, but there you see him there flying through the field after the caution has already come out. So we'll see if we can get a word in with him as there he spins it out in the grass during caution. As we go back up to live, he's going to be on pit road. And I'm not sure that may be the safest place for him here tonight, is something not going right with that car, or either having a steering wheel or pedal malfunction. Something definitely awry. We do have some cars on opting to come down pit road here on lap number 9. Some of these that got damage here, but let's go to the front here. Let's see if we can't get a driver in here that was up front and talk to them real fast, and see if we can't get a word in with them. Got a copy.
10-4.
Well, you weren't involved in anything here, but we want to get to see if somebody may have caught some radio chatter there that we missed. Any idea what went on? We don't have the 35 in here to talk to him, but any idea on the radio what happened there? He just did not get going.
On that second restart, I don't know. I just don't think people were paying attention, quite honestly.
We were getting to wonder that if they got caught sleeping or what, but the 35 just pretty much checked up the entire field, and then all of a sudden decided he wanted to go when we were under caution and flew through the field. So not sure what was going on there, but hopefully he gets that sorted out. But since we have you here, we're not going to talk racing. We're going to talk little bitty Rugrats. We hear you got a new one, so congrats on that here. So the question is, you got a newborn here. How did you manage to squeak a few hours here to come race?
Well, he's with the wife right now on the couch behind me, so.
Well, there you
as
go.
Long as I don't get loud, I should be good.
Yeah, teaching them young, letting them watch some racing early. So that's a good way to do it. But you're leading this race right now. We heard you get about 40 laps of fuel. So these cautions really shaking that up. Do you have a strategy here? Obviously, winning is going to be a part of it.
Yeah, the strategy is just to survive. I think if you're around at the final lap, you got a shot. That's all about survival.
Well, it definitely is all about survival here. And, of course, this is the first race of 33 here for the truck season. You weren't here, obviously, Monday because you were at the hospital. So we'll give you your chance to get some shout-outs and sponsors out of the way. And who would those be for that truck here tonight?
Yeah, we gotta thank Walls Beard Co. and VRN. Without those guys on board supporting the series and our Xfinity series, we wouldn't be around. So big thanks to those guys, and we got to thank the viewers. I got a chance to get on Monday while we were at the hospital and actually see the viewers we had and the interaction on the YouTube channel. It was pretty cool. So we got to give a big shout out to all the viewers out there tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we just found out here, when we got you in here, we just found out from Joshua in chat that his kid ran across his pedal cord and unhooked his pedals is what happened. So we figured something might have happened there as he was unable to get going, and there you have it. So we mentioned pit road would probably be the safest place till you could get it figured out, and definitely if you don't have pedals, pit road is the safest place to be. But we're going to let you get back, Mark, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in Victory Lane later tonight.
All right, thanks, Charles.
All right, there you have it. So, Josh, hopefully you get that one sorted out there. We figured something pretty drastic had to happen as you were running really good up there, and this all of a sudden just did not get going. We didn't know if your engine exploded or expired there, or if you had issues with the steering wheel or pedals. And come to find out, it was the pedals indeed. Obviously, if they get unhooked, that's never a good thing, and that will cause issues. As looks like you're on pit road now, so that's unfortunate early for your day here. But stuff like that does happen. It's not the first time We've seen stuff like that happen due to kids unhooking stuff. As this is a sim, we try to make it as real as possible, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, it is not, and stuff like that can happen. Just to go through your top 5 right now, it is currently Mark Walls, Chris Walter, Sean Brightsman, Caden Anderson, and Matt Henry are your top 5 drivers as of 10 laps completed. We're on lap number 11. We're going to be starting lap number 12 here when we get the green flag. Of course, as always, if you like the racing here tonight, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and let all the other fans know. If you don't like it, like somebody doesn't, go ahead and hit that dislike button. That's what it's there for. If you don't like it, well, then you don't like it. You can't please everyone, unfortunately. This looks to be some really good races. I hope you do like it. But, unfortunately, some people don't like it. That's just their choice. That's freedom here in America, as we are here at the Great American Racetrack, Daytona International Speedway. Green flag back in the air. Let's go ahead and bring down your running order here. And unfortunately, apologize for the number 00 in 10th place right now. His name not showing up. He didn't put in a practice lap before we got here. We didn't have a chance to reset those overlays in time, so his name will not be showing up. That is Dylan Huckline in the 00 machine, as we are going to be running the sidebar here tonight. So you can see kind of a little bit more of where these cars are out on the track right now. As you can see them really starting to shake it up and move here. Let's go back a little ways here. Actually, let's go forward. Chris Walters leading this race right now. He's going barreling through the corner. It's Mark Walls, Chris Walters that are going to be there. So you got Walls and Walters leading this race 1 and 2, and they got everybody pushing them behind them right now. Caden Anderson, John Brightson, Travis McKinney, Matt Henry, Jason Bird, Steve Paulson, Jeff Stabnell has worked his way to 9th place. With that little bit of damage he has, still being able to put on a good run, so congrats to him. Hopefully we'll be talking to him under a little bit better circumstances next time. We're on lap 14 of 80 here for the Northwest Racing League. Of course, this is the Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. here on Virtual Racing Network. And I, again, expect to see some really, really good racing here tonight. We'll just have to wait and see how it does go through the remainder of this race. There's 3 wide coming to turn 4. Somebody coming down pit road. And I believe that's Todd Connell that is going to be coming down pit road. But we're 3 wide up front here for the lead. It's going to be a great race here. A great season is right there. You see, it's going to be the 36 of Chris Walters that gets hung out to dry in the little middle pocket there. As they like to refer to it as the sucker hole, and that's why you get suckered in there, and then everybody leaves you. Also at the sucker hole, and that is why right there he gets suckered into the middle, and he's going to get sucked all the way to the back of the field after getting there. So we go back to the front. It's Mark Wall, Sean Brightsman leading this race for Wicked Chassis Racing, followed by Matt Henry, Kate Anderson, and Travis McKinney sitting in right now 4th, 5th, and 6th. Let's go ahead and we will go back a little further in this field while we're watching this battle. These guys are kind of spread out back here, and then you have this group that's really further back behind, led by Josh Cushman in the 95 machine, followed by Steve Silsett and Josh Coley. Those are teammates. AJ Williamson. So 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th, all teammates working together. Very smart move. They're going to hang back a little bit and work together and see if they can't do something to kind of work together here, as we're going to go back to the front and watch this front group one more time. And Joshua, and well, we were about to talk about bad luck for you and somebody else having bad luck. Huge wad of cars there. Somehow no caution so far. I don't know how that is not a caution. as they wad up the entire field back here. And here comes the rest of the field, wondering why there's not a caution at this point. And there comes the caution out here for the third time. But as we're saying, Joshua, it sounds like just a bad night all around there of racing. Having issues from the first caution, and then of course it unplugging the connection there to the pedal. So hopefully you'll come back here again. You were doing really good up there in 6th place, but just one of those nights where you just can't catch a break. We're going to go ahead and see what happened. Let's get rid of your running order off of the screen and go take a look and see what happened here. Is again, we had a huge pile-up, and we'll see exactly what happened. We're going to have to go back here just a little bit further, I think. And so we'll go back again here and check in with the same Ford on our aerial camera here. We're going to filter in and see what happened. Something happened here somewhere around the 36, I do believe, of Chris Walters. As we're watching this 3 wide, and we'll see, did it pan out? There it is, the 36 of Chris Walters comes down ever so slightly, and from that point on, it was just all chaos behind the field. Looks like we got the 91 of Hutchinson, the 81 involved in this as well, and a whole host of other drivers that did get involved in this. As we go back to live, Mark Wall still leading this race here on lap number 17 of 80. He's got his teammate right behind him, and Matt Hendrick still 1, 2, and 3 in this race here at the moment. While we're under caution, we are going to go ahead and step away for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the lights are off on the pace car. We are getting ready to go race one more time here. 20 laps down when they get to the line. Of course, that means 60 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway. We're under caution for the third time. I do believe it is. We'll pull up your caution information there. 3 cautions for 11 laps so far. We've actually been under caution more laps than we have green here tonight. This is a rarity here for this series. Got 35 drivers that started tonight's race, and to see us under caution more than green flag racing is very, very unheard of here for the Northwest Racing Series. So we'll see here as the green flag is coming back out, and let's go to the main camera. We'll go ahead and bring up the top bar here. You're watching the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beer Co. here on the American division of RaceOnTexas.com. As it is going to be Mark Walls out front, followed by Matt Henry. Sean Brightman is going to get shuffled back just a little bit here. He's trying to work his way back. Caden Anderson, they're currently in 3rd place, and they're really starting to shuffle things around here. Check in back with Jeff Stabnow, who's falling back a little ways here. Looks like he has used that fast repair finally. Racing side by side with the 64 right here at the moment. However, the 64 is Garrett Sisk, who is 1 lap down. Jeff Stabnow is currently on the lead lap, so we'll go back up to the front. There's your front 4. They kind of pulled away from the rest of the field just a little bit. Very surprising that they have pulled away. I didn't expect to see that here, at least not this early in the race, but we'll see if the rest of the pack can catch them here shortly. Pulling away like that, not necessarily the best thing, especially, well, there you see they're catching them now when you have this big of a group out there. However, Gary Nicholson, that 8, because of that damage he has to the front of that car, I'm not thinking he's going to be the best car to possibly be the lead car of this group. He might want to switch places with James Thurston. Obviously, he doesn't want to hear that. It's not what he wants to do. But not having the front ends all the way stuck to the ground, you see that damage there, plus all the rest of it, he's not going to be the best lead car. That's probably why this group right here is able to pull away, is because of that damage. We may see that outside row with William Fletcher in it, as well as Chris Walters. We may see that outside row really get some momentum, especially with these guys catching them back there behind them. So we may very well see that happen as you see some more cars defecting out to the outside lane now. No surprise there. Again, with that damage, the 8 of Gary Nichols is not going to be a good car. He'll be a good push truck, but he will not be a good truck to be out front leading this, and that is why that front group is pulling away ever so slightly here. Now, I want to go back here just to point out that we still have Josh Coley, Josh Cushman, and AJ Williamson all running together. Those are 3 teammates running together here tonight, and we'll check in with Steve Silstatus. I can't find him here at the moment. There he is. He is currently in 13th place, so he's actually gained a few spots. He's a little bit ahead of this group, as there you have it now. Look at the 36 of Chris Walters. He jumps in front of there, and now the 92 does as well of the 8. That's what they needed to do if they wanted to make a run. Gary Nichols needs to be behind, being a push truck more than a truck out front. He's just not got the truck to deal with that damage. He can use his fast repair. He could easily be in a front truck. Right now, he is going to hinder that line just a little bit. It's nothing against him. It's just physics. The truck will not push if he's there. But you're still watching this front group here, as it looks like we're going to have a spot change there with Sean Brightsman and Chris Walters. Chris Walters going to get the spot as Sean Brightsman moves to the outside. Not sure if he was wanting his teammate to come out there with him and maybe go to the outside, but Mark Walls leading this race has no reason to go to the outside. Obviously, Sean Brightsman wants to lead it, so he's going to try to do so. And he does convince the 1 of Caden Anderson to pull out there with him. And now they're going to have some help. I believe it's the 92. It is of Casey Tillman. He's going to pull out on the outside row with him as well. You have three more trucks technically back there coming in. You got the 83 and the 28 coming as well. Chris White and William Fletcher. Still weird seeing the 83 be Chris White. That's not the number we're used to him being. So you got the 92, the 83, and the 28 all coming in to help that outside lane. So we'll see if they can do so here. Looks like we're going to have the 98 getting into the picture as well. So we'll see. That is Donovan Barr, who's got quite a bit of damage to the side, but I don't see too much damage in the front. That's good news for him. This is your front group. You have to go back here to see your second group, as they're really spread out here at the moment. And so when you go a little further, you see one more little group right there. 3 teammates working together here. Again, I think that's more of a strategy kind of deal than anything else. And then, of course, you go to the tail end of that group. And then there's the front of this race right now. All right. And Chris Walters leading this race now, as he has kind of just finagled his way on the outside and worked his way to the front. Good job for Chris Walters to do so, as him and Caden Anderson get by Mark Walls here on lap number 28. You know, we had those cautions early in this race, and now look at the turn of events. Here we are, almost to lap 30, and so far we've gone 10 laps on this stint. As we'll flip this out here, Chris Walters came in and was there for 15 seconds, so it looks like he took 4 tires and fuel. Here he is leading this race. Behind him, Caden Anderson, 28 on his stint, so he has not been down pit road at all. Neither has Mark Walls or Matt Henry or Sean Brightsman. So right now, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th have not been down pit road at all. They have stayed out, but the guy that's leading, Chris Walters, has been down 1 time and took 4 tires and fuel. He will have to come down. He came down, of course, 11 laps ago. That is not going to make it on fuel. I would expect to see these guys come down here shortly. Here, probably in the next 11 to 12 laps. Some of them may come down. If you're Caden Anderson, Mark Walls, Matt Henry, Sean Brightsman, and the caution doesn't come out before lap 40 to 41, you're going to have to come down. So those 4 cars are working together. They have to at this point. Also, you know, because they're the only ones that haven't come down pit road. So we'll see how that works out for them. They're kind of single file here. Didn't expect this. But single file racing is the way it's going to go. Let's go over here to Mark Walls real fast. And let's go silent on the mic and let's go just watch him from the in-car view and see what it's like. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's going to be Mark Walls going to the outside here. He's going to get a really good side draft run off the one of Caden Anderson. Let's go ahead and go back to our main camera here. And you can see right there, he's going to get a run, and he's got his teammate that's with Super Sean Brightsman pushing him. So they're going to go right there, and Sean Brightsman's going to go way up high and not push his teammate too hard through the corners. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. You don't really want to push too terribly hard in the corners. That is where trouble can happen. We'll see, can they get back to the front is the question. See the 36 of Chris Walters still holding on to a pretty, I would say, sizable lead here. But it's not so that sizable. It is shrinking here just a little bit. Mark Walls making one here. We have lap cars coming into the picture. We Scott Hutchinson in the 91 and the 7 of Brett Johnson that is there as well. They're going to get by them pretty easy. No major issues, but I think that may help the 48 more than anybody. Well, I stand corrected. The 36 of Chris Walters is going to get back by. You see a little slicing and dicing going on here and jockeying for position as we're on lap number 33 of 80. We are just about at the halfway point. We'll see if they can do anything with them here tonight on that outside road. And inside road has been so dominant here tonight. And I really don't think anybody on the high side is going to do it. They're going to have to get a serious push if they want to go and do anything. Let's go back and let's take a look back here. We still have this group, not just Stack now back in this group as well. There's going to be your last car on the lead lap right now. Dylan Huffines in the 00 back there in a 17th position. Steve Silstad right ahead of him, 16th. And you see they're nowhere near each other right now. Then you have Jeff Stabnow, AJ Williamson, Josh Cushman, and Josh Coley. And that's this group right here. Josh Coley, so you have Coley, Cushman, Williams, and Stabnow, and Silstad all in one little group. And that's a sizable little group, especially if you have to come down pit road and come together. This is a sizable group that you want to come down together with. As you see Mark Walls taking the lead back here just now on the outside. And he is your new race leader. He's led 21 laps. Can he make it 22? He does here at the line. 22 laps here led for the 48 of Mark Walls. And obviously, he'd love to put it in victory lane and dedicate this to his little newborn child here that he had on Monday night. Unfortunately, was unable to make that race, but here he is coming back with vengeance as he is looking to win this race here tonight in the Truck Series. Took a darn good bang-up job of it here so far as he is leading this race. Sean Brightsman, his teammate, with him, and I look to see them dive down here shortly. I think the 48 is going to want his teammate with him. You have two options here. If you're the 46 and the 48, do you drop down together and get in that inside row, or do you let the 48 get down there and the 46 take the outside lane and dominate the front of this field? Here comes lap traffic, the 77 of Tom Green coming into the picture now. He's just ahead of him, and it looks like they're going to split him here. And I don't think this is exactly what they wanted to happen, but there it is. It's going to be a 50-50 split. You got the 48 on the bottom and the 46 on the top. So kind of expected they might do that. This is how you dominate the front of a race right here. You control how they go. Right now, the inside lane has the momentum. So we'll see. If one or two more cars push up to that outside, they could probably push the 46 ahead of the 48. But right now, it's not happening. They are leading 1-2 coming to the line. And actually, that time, it's going to be Chris Walters scored in second position. We'll see. Definitely a great race here so far. We've had a few cautions, but so far they just kind of sorted it out. And reading the chat here, yes, definitely Sunday night with ISM and Race Corps is going to be a blast. ISM was a great race. We have a lot of stuff coming up here as you're watching this battle for the lead, of course. Just to give everyone a kind of a rundown of what we have going on here on the channel this week. Of course, a lot of things in the works. We got a little squirm there from the one of Caden Anderson, but he keeps it going. He does his little momentum. Of course, Friday night we do have the AMA Super Pro, or Super Late Model Series on Friday night. That will be the last one we cover before we do have our backup producer and announcer come in there for that, as we are going to be out at the real racetrack filming stuff. So that's the other thing. Of course, this Saturday we are off. We will be recording and doing a live look-in from the South Texas Speedway, part of Race on Texas, with their big money race on the line. And then, of course, Sunday we will be out at the real track doing some filming in the afternoon. Right back here Sunday night with some race core racing here at ISM. So definitely a lot going on this week. Of course, a brand new website in the works as well. Big shout out to Deer Park Websites for hooking us up with that. Of course, no paying for it, so still being hooked up with it in a sense. So we did throw in a little, so definitely a big shout out to them for giving us a great deal on that. So big shout out to them on board. But here we're watching this battle. Who is 36? But Chris Walters gets a little wiggly there too. So we've seen a couple of drivers get real wiggly here in this race. Surprisingly enough, that these guys are getting a little loose here. Those tires may be wearing down, and these are the drivers, as we mentioned earlier. 36 has fresher tires though, but Caden Anderson in the one, he's got older tires, so no surprise there. See, he might get a little squirmy every once in a while with those older tires, but just like that, things change up. Mark Wall's still out front. Chris Walters running in second place right now, has the 46 pushing him with Sean Breitzman. Breitzman pushing the 36, not his teammate this time, as it's going to be Matt Henry, as well as Caden Anderson pushing Mark Walls in that 48 machine. We are at the border here. These guys should be coming down pit road. It looks like they're going to get an extra lap or so worth of fuel. But again, here shortly, they're going to have to set themselves up for collision. Mark Walls, Caden Anderson, Matt Henry, Sean Breitzman, these guys are showing that they have not come down pit road at all. They have 42 laps in these tires, as there is the 92 getting into the outside walls. They try to get by the lap car. Then the 92 of Casey Tillman. They do get by him, but these guys have got to set themselves up to come down pit road soon. And right now the 1 is on the outside, and so is the 46. They need to get to that inside lane so they can come down pit road, or they will be running out of fuel very soon. Joshua, the next race coming up, and of course thanks for the compliment on the broadcast. Next week we are at Texas Motor Speedway for the trucks, and Texas Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series on Monday night. We go live at 9:45, of course, 10:40 here for our time anyway for the truck series. Texas Motor Speedway going to be the next track for both the Xfinity and the trucks. Obviously, we are super stoked to be on there, as that is my personal home track. So we are, again, super excited to be there, covering all of that racing action from the home track. As we're looking here, these guys still have not come down pit road. And now look at this, you have 3 wide, and there they go down pit road, as it's going to be Matt Henry that's kind of left alone here, and Mark Wall staying out as well, but Caden Anderson coming down, Chris Walters and Donovan Barr coming down pit road here, as we may have a little issue there with the 98. I'm not sure if something happened there, but we did have some smoke on pit road. Let's go back and take a look real quick and see what happened on pit road. Was there a spin, or did someone just have to lock them up? But regardless, there was smoke on pit road, and oh, there it is right there. The 98 does get a little go around there, so contact on pit road, having to lock the brakes up. As we go back to live, Mark Wall's leading this race right now, followed by Matt Henry and Sean Breitzman. Those 3 still have not pitted here, at least not showing the pit stop. And they are on lap 45 of 80. They will have to come in soon. Alright, so let's take a look here a little bit further back as you'll see the 78 of Dan Stuzzi a little bit. Let's actually go to the front here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and bring down our running order for you here. Oh, Sean Brightsman goes through the grass, and that is not going to bring out a caution. That is going to definitely hinder his night as no caution is coming out. And still no caution. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here to the 46 of Sean Brightsman. They were coming down pit road when all of this happened. And the 20 gets right into the back bumper. And I guess the 20 is going to be Frank Harris and just hammers the back of the 20. And that's going to send them both into the grass here. Again, aerial coverage provided by Sames Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. No caution coming out for that. As we'll see, he is back on the track, but that is going to really shake things up here. As now it's going to be Stephen Paulson that is out front, and calamity is the word here for this race so far. As we've had several cautions and just some unforeseen things that we have never seen before here. Unfortunate. Looks like the 20 either didn't know he was coming in, didn't hardly even check up at all. Again, not saying the 20 is necessarily at fault if he didn't get a radio communication. We don't know what happened. We can't say one way or the other. Something went awry there, though. Whether it was radio communication didn't get heard, didn't come through. Something happened to cause that. And we have another group coming down pit road, or at least one coming down pit road anyway. We stay green racing. We're on lap 47 or now 48 of 80. We are past the halfway point of this race, and it is Stephen Paulson that is leading this race here right now. And he's got 30 laps on there, so he's got about 10 laps before he needs to start coming down. Probably 10 to 12 laps at this point. We'll definitely be watching to see how this is all going to play out. Is actually we were just about to bring down a running order here, so you can see where everybody was here on the race. As you can see, if they're in the pit, laps down, out of the race, whatever it happens to be. Right now we have several drivers that are just laps down, but everybody in your top 20 is on the track right now. As we currently have about 23 drivers that are still on the track here at the moment, whether they are laps down or not. We'll see. Right now, that's your leader right there, the 58 of Stephen Paulson. In front of him is the 00 of Dylan Huffins, who is currently on the tail end of the lead lap. He is the last car on the lead lap. He is doing everything in his power to try to stay on this lead lap. And right now, he's doing a good job. He's got some cars in front of him that he can work with. He's got the 64 of Garrett Sisk that is currently 2 laps down, but still he's working with him to keep a little bit of a draft here and see if he can't stay ahead of him. So we'll see if he is able to do so and keep ahead of him. So we are about to start. There it is, lap 50. So when we get to the line one more time, we will be 30 laps to go here in the race. Definitely, we're thankful everybody's tuning in here tonight. It has been an eventful night, to say the least. So we're thankful everybody is tuning in with us so far. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can't zoom out just a little bit here and see this group. Again, right now, just to kind of give you an idea of how this is all working out, how many pit stops people are taking, and how this is shaking out. Right now, everybody in this field basically has taken at least 3 to 6 pit stops, except for very few people right now. I'm not sure why. There were not grandstands there before. That is why that camera not wanting to work properly for us. But Stephen Paulson leading this race has made 1 pit stop. 33 laps ago. William Fletcher also made a pit stop 33 laps ago. You go through this field a little bit, you have to go all the way back to Mark Walls, who's made one pit stop, and that was 4 laps ago. He just made it. So did Chris White 4 laps ago. That was his third. Matt Henry, 1 stop. That was 4 laps ago as well. Caden Anderson has made 1 pit stop 6 laps ago. You have to go all the way back to Sean Brightsman there in the 46th and 17th place, 1 lap down, who obviously had troubles there trying to get to pit road. He's only made 1 pit stop 3 laps ago. So the strategies are totally different here tonight as far as what they're going with as far as fueling tires, how many times they're going to come down pit road versus not going down. So very interesting, very different strategies playing out here tonight. And I want to point out here that also, I don't think we ever saw Stephen Paulson win a race last season. He is up front. William Fletcher up front right now. He did not win a race last season. James Thurston, I do believe he won at least 1 race. I could be mistaken. We have to look at the stats and see if he's running 3rd place right now. Josh Coley in 4th. A.J. Williamson in 5th. Those 2 teammates working together, as well as Jeff Stabnow. But, you want to look out a little bit here. Let's see if we can zoom out to a different camera here. There's that group right there. That starts with Josh Coley in 4th place. You go up to 1st. There's 1st place right now. Your leader is about to lap 4th place. That's how close they are to him. Again, that's 1st place, the 58 of Stephen Paulson, as they put the 8 another lap down. And I say, oh, there we go, never mind. They are actually behind them, so they're not putting them a lap down. I thought the camera made it look a little weird. They are not, so that's where your second group is. My apologies, I thought they were going a lap down. The camera playing tricks on us here, the way it rotated. But there you see those drivers right there. Let's go back to our main camera as they come flying down the turn 1 here. Let's go back to this main group. Stephen Paulson, though, again, he's surrounded by lap cars right now. He's not with a group that's technically on the lap with him. Not all of them, anyway. William Fletcher is, and James Thurston is. Then you have the 89 of John Ottenbacher, who we have not talked about much at all here tonight. He is currently 3 laps down, came in late to the race, didn't start on the grid. But lucky him, he's got a nice clean truck. 3 laps down, it's going to be hard pressed to get those laps back, and he actually had some damage to the back, but not 100% clean. Again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. I know we got a lot of people out there watching. Of course, if you're on the Facebook Live, or the YouTube side of things, make sure you hit that like button. I know we got a lot of people joining in from iRacing Live. Big shout out to iRacing Live, of course, for allowing us to even have that feature. So big shout out to all of you fans out there that are tuning in on there. Definitely a huge pleasure to be on there. We're allowed to put these races and these racers a little bit more exposure. We're going back to the front, and there you see it. We went from the 89 to the 2 of James Thurston, and not much has changed. Looks like we got the 91 coming down to the apron to let these guys by. As we'll go check in, we do have some of our drivers gaining some positions here, as Stephen Paulson's going to lose 1 spot. William Fletcher going to lose 2 spots there, as well as I guess 1 spot technically. As James Thurston is going to take the lead here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the running order. And while we have not too much going on here at the track, we're just going to let you watch this little bit of a group here. Pretty uneventful here at the moment. We're going to step away to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we got drivers coming down from the James Paulson, your race leader, getting up lead to come down the pit road. We'll see. I believe that says not Solo for Forza. I don't know what that says on the back bumper. But regardless, they are coming down pit road. A lot of shaking and moving. It looks like our leader is going to, what was our leader, is going to have to back up on pit road. He is indeed, can't get to his pit stall. He is going to have to keep backing up to get on pit road. That's unfortunate for him. Still having issues trying to get into his pit stall. Oh, sorry, that was the 95, I believe, behind him. That's going to give the lead back to Stephen Paulson as we'll bring up the main bar here. Again, for anyone just tuning in with us here tonight, you are watching the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. Here on race number 1 of 33. We're on lap 60 of 80. Of course, anybody knows what that means. 20 to go this time by for this field. And we had some cautions plague the first half of this race. And then after that, they have strung it out here to 42 laps green. These guys may be wanting a caution at this point, as these guys will have to come down soon to get fuel. Again, we were told about 40, but they're actually going to make about 45 laps worth of fuel. And it looks like Stephen Paulson is getting ready to come down pit road. William Fletcher will go as well. Mark Walsh, technically third place here at the moment, as we'll see who gets to the line first. William Fletcher right there on pit road, and we have problems for Stephen Paulson, who spins out on pit road. That is the last thing he wanted to see here tonight, as he's going to come down the pit road, get to a stall. Let's see exactly what happened to Stephen Paulson here as he comes down pit road. Let's go to the aerial cam, and I bet he just locked it up here. And he does indeed, locks it up and slides it sideways, keeps it out of the wall. Good job to do so on that. But definitely not what he wanted to see, as we'll go back to live here as Mark Walls, your new leader, followed by Chris Walters, not the driver we're pushing him here at the moment, with 20 to go. Chris Walters right there, who has Caden Anderson and Matt Henry pushing him. So we have 3 cars. That right there is the second, third, and fourth working together here in this race. Mark Walls running basically solo. He does have his teammate pushing him, but right now that is all he has, as that's going to be, of course, 46 of Sean Brightsman, who is currently in 14th position. So he is right there, and now Sean Brightsman technically going to be scored as a lap down. So he's being pushed by his teammate. That's a lap down here at the moment, trying to push him to the win. Obviously, Sean Brightsman would be the first car a lap down if they don't pass anybody else. We'll see if they can. There's those two. Let's go back to second place. They're second, third, and fourth right now. Those 3 cars working against 2, they will catch them here. Depends on how quickly they can catch them. They have 19 to go. I would imagine they will catch them within those 19 laps. We'll see if that little Toyota Tundra can get up there. That number 36 of Chris Walters, the 1 of Caden Anderson, and the 4 of the 19 of Matt Henry in 4th place. Can they catch them here for the remainder of laps? There's 18 to go. We'll see. Mark Wall still out front leading this race. He's led 33 laps here tonight. Sean Brightsman used his faster rear, but unfortunately going through the grass did put him a lap down. Checking in on the chat here. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the YouTube, whether you're on our YouTube channel or, of course, over on the iRacing Live side of things. Definitely, if you're new here tonight and haven't done so before, if you like the racing, definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified of all upcoming events. We have a lot of new stuff coming here in the near future. Of course, we have a lot of dirt track racing on here as well, starting in 2020. Other than Northwest Racing Series, the one you're watching tonight, that we work with very closely. We will be going to all dirt and short track asphalt racing for 2020. So that is what's going to happen next year. We got a lot of changes going on here for Virtual Racing Network. But speaking of not changing, that's the leaders. Mark Wall is still out front. There's second, third, and fourth. We're going to hang back there and watch these guys as they've caught him. And actually, for the moment, let's go to Chris Walters. Let's go mute on the mic here for a minute. Let's go on board with these guys and just see how quickly he is catching them. And let's let the engines do the talking for just a moment. The caution coming out. Let's go see who it's for. So we'll go back to our main camera here, and it looks like it's going to be for Jeff Stabnow, and it looks like he's there with the 8 as well of Gerald Heffley, I believe that is. Sorry, Gary Nichols in the 8. Let's go see what happened to the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. And that was a little too late there. Let's go back just a little bit more as we'll go to the aerial coverage here. We're going back to Jeff Stabnow. What happened to the 24? This could be the night ender for him. As it looks like Ray Fournier in the 26 up high has got the 98 below him. He tries to thread the needle. Ooh, and the 28.6 may have come down just a little, trying to thread the needle there. And it did not work out at all here for Jeff Stabnow. Looks like he is just pretty much out of power. Now let's go back one more time and look at this here if we can. Right there from a different angle. See if we can figure out what happened here. You're about to see him get a huge run here in just a second right there. And bad angle. We really can't tell what happened from that angle. We'll see if we can't get another angle to look at this one more time. Like to Jeff Stabnow. Let's go to the spotter cam and see if we can see a little bit better there. When you watch the 24 and the 28 get a huge run. And so we're going to try to find the perfect camera angle for this there. Let's see if we can see it from here. And I'm not sure that just the two collide there. I'm not sure the 26 really came down a whole lot, or the 24 went up, or if it was just that small of a hole that it just didn't work out. But regardless, the 24 going to be sitting on a pit road here, as it looks like his night is going to be done as we go back up to the front. Unfortunately, let's bring Jeff Stabnow down once again under not the conditions we want to be talking to. Jeff Ness, you got a copy?
I got you, Charles.
Well, we cut you off there. Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt what you were saying there, but how bad is the damage here, and did you ever use that fast repair?
I did have to use the fast repair on the previous incident, so blown engine, my night is over.
Well, that definitely, we didn't want to be talking to you under those circumstances, but give us a rundown of what happened there. We couldn't tell from any angle what exactly did happen.
Oh, it was my fault. I just misread the situation there. We had a run. I was leading that pack there, and saw the car go high there. The lap car went high, and I thought they were going to keep it to the wall, and I could have just got on the brakes and just kind of brought our pack right into them. But as it was looking like we were fighting for every position, I thought I'd take us around them, and I don't think the lap car saw that we were another pack coming, and he was coming back down, and And I could have played it a lot safer and a lot more careful, and didn't. And it happened. So
No, it does unfortunately happen sometimes here. 13 to go here. Now it's obviously you're out of the race. You're going to be on there, helping your teammates, giving them any advice, anything like that. You're going to be out there, kind of be like a spotter for them here now.
yeah, we'll do what we can. We got Mark up there in the lead, the 48 truck in the lead, and he's got no friends. We got Sean in the 46 and John in the 89. They both got clean trucks, but they're going to be starting in the back of this pack. So not sure that they're going to have time to get there or can get by the clean trucks in time. That's what killed me in the last restart, or couldn't get by the wrecked trucks before we lost the pack. So hoping they can get by them, but we'll just try to help Mark navigate this.
Definitely one last question before we get you back there. Is it kind of like deja vu over, except for Mark instead of for you at the Xfinity Series? It's like Mark is, in your shoes for the trucks here, like you were in the Xfinity.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of is, but he's got a couple clean cars back there that are going to try to get to him. So maybe it's not as bad for him. But yeah, he's he's up here without friends right now, so he's going to have to fight hard to keep that lead.
Definitely we'll be watching him, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you here in just a little bit.
All right, 10-4. Hopefully you got that 48, that 46, and the 89 up there for interviews after this thing.
That would be great for the team, and with any luck, maybe they'll be up there.
All right, 10-4. Thanks, Charles.
All right, again, that was the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Unfortunately, his night coming to an end a little bit early here, as engine damage will end his night. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. It is part of racing. He's got his teammate out front, has led 39 laps. Right now, we are going to have 11 to go when we get to the line here. So this is going to be kind of a go timer per se. This is when you leave nothing on the table. You've got to get to the front, especially knowing that we do not have green-white checkers or overtime. You want to make sure you are up front, especially with 5 laps to go. As there are 5 or less laps to go, the caution comes out, race is over. If you're up front, you're the winner. That being said, anytime before then, you have to be able to make your move and make sure that the guys behind you do not have time to make a move by. That is the key to this type of racing. You've got to be able to make a move to get to the front, but you also got to be able to make sure that they don't have the same opportunity to get back by you on the same token. So, again, all on the line here. This is race number 1. Whoever is your race winner will be your points leader at the end of the night. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing here from Daytona International Speedway. I'm already jumping ahead to Talladega, and that is not for many, many weeks. But here we're watching the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. on Virtual Racing Network, division of Texas.com. And of course, this is the Northwest Racing League. And they are underway once again. And it looks like they're going to stay side by side, as it's going to be Chris Walters and Mark Walls out front. And this is kind of deja vu for these guys. They've been here before. Last time, of course, the pushers were not the same pushers. You got Matt Henry and Caden Anderson pushing them now. They got a little bit of a gap back to William Fletcher in 5th place, at the moment, but they are starting to reel them back in. So you're seeing your front 4, and then the rest of this little front group. And that's a decent size of group right now. We'll see, we currently have 13 cars on the lead lap. And of course, all 13 of them are here in this main group. Steven Paulson's still on the lead lap, even after that incident on pit road. We'll see as well. You got a driver getting out of shape there. It looks like that is going to be James Thurston. Who goes below the apron. He's going to tuck back in behind Steven Paulson here. So we'll see. Can he get up there? I guarantee if I'm Mark Walls, I want Sean Bryson to get up there and help me Right now, that is not the case. He is not close enough to push him. He wants somebody to work with him, but as stated earlier, Mark Wall's out there. While he does have a teammate in the top 10 right now, barely in the top 10, he does not have any friendlies out there to keep him pushed. Keep pushing him as they're going to get a little side draft there as Chris Walters all over the side panels of that 48. And they are going to side draft all the way through the corner, and this is going to be side by side on the line. More side drafts going on between the 36 and the 48 right now of Chris Walters and Mark Walls. Mark Walls technically being scored as the leader at the moment, and they're going to be back and forth here. This is where it gets really scary, especially if you're everyone behind them. You do not want to be tangled up in a mess this late in the race. 9 to go. We're going to be 8 to go at the line. Mark Walls being scored with that lap. Hill has led his 43rd lap of this race. He's led the most laps of this race. Nobody can lead more than him. And I say corrected, it may be his 42nd lap. He may not actually be credited with that lap led, but it looked like he was to us. But it looks like they're going to give it to Chris Walters as leading that lap. I did not think that was the case, but indeed, it is going to be Chris Walters that's credited with leading the lap here tonight. On that lap, here we go once again, coming out of turn 4. Who is going to be drag racing to the line? This time it's going to be Chris Walters. It looks to be out front, and I believe Chris Walters will get it that time. No, they're going to give it to Mark Walls that time. So what do we know? It looked that time like Chris Walters had it, and that time Mark Walls had it. So, and the 19 goes around. Big Rick, 7 to go. 36 hits the wall. 48 gets involved. The 1 involved. Everybody in the top 15 is involved in this, except for maybe Sean Brightsman and Paulson getting involved in this. So somehow Chris Walters scraping the wall, but he does get damaged. Sean Brightsman, I think, is going to be the one driver that doesn't get any damage out of all this. Maybe the 58 of Stephen Paulson as well, but caution is out. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. We'll have to go back just a little bit more as we'll go to the aerial cam here. This all started back here with the 19 of Matt Henry. As we'll take a look right there. I think he had a little bumper hook. Let's see what indeed happened to him to get him around. As again, the aerial coverage provided by Seams Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And right there, the bumper hook from Liam Fletcher. They get the 83. He gets the 58, so the 58 does get damaged. The 27, the 28, the 95, the 19, the 33, the 2, the 91. Everybody getting a ton of damage back here. So out of all of that, as we go back to live here, one of the only ones that did not get damaged, and he even has a little bit of damage there, but I didn't see him hit anybody, is going to be the 46 of Sean Brightsman, but he's got quite a bit of damage as well. So this could get very interesting here to see who has fast repairs left, as we had 7 to go, so we should have a 1 to 2 lap shootout when we go green flag racing again. Again, if this race wasn't exciting enough, it's about to get even more exciting here, as right now it is Chris Walters out front. We'll see if these guys come down pit road, and then we will have a chat with them. If they don't, Chris Walters out front right now in that 36 machine. I believe we do have Chris Walters, so we may have to get a chat with him, as he is not going to come down pit road. So let's pull him up, see if we can get a chat or a word with him here on the radio. Chris Walters, you got a copy. Chris Walters, you got a copy? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we are going to get a copy with him. We are going to step away while we're under caution, and we will be right back. All right, we are back and having some radio communication issues. We got them sorted out. We do have the 36 of Chris Walters here with us, leading this race right now. It looks like you may have barely escaped that one. You did get a little bit of damage, but how crazy was that there with 7 to go? We will go green again. Basically, the entire front of this field just got taken out.
Yeah, it was tough. I saw the green and white truck get loose, and I took my eyes off the front, and I got into Mark Walls on accident, so it was just unfortunate. And it was hard battle in the beginning, 3 wide in the middle, nobody helping, so I feel bad for that. But, all in all, it's a good race, so we'll see what we got. We got a little bit of front damage, so I think Sean Brightsman might have us here, so we'll see.
It's definitely going to be very interesting. As we were looking, we didn't think he had damage either, but he's got some front end damage as well, and I think just about the next 8 cars behind you have damage as well. So, and nobody chose to come down pit road. It's going to be very interesting here. The quick question we have for you before we let you go here is, of course, one of them, 2 questions technically. With 1 to 2 laps to go, do you leave anything out there, or is this just all-out war when you get the green flag?
I think it's all-out war. I mean, everybody's going to be doing the same, so hopefully we can just finish it under green. We'll see.
We'll be looking for that. And, of course, before we let you go, we know you might have some sponsors and shout-outs you want to give. So who would those be here for just getting you here tonight and possibly getting the win?
Well, one's you, Charles. You're doing a good job broadcasting, so I couldn't do it without you. Next one is Jeff, for putting on a good series here. And, so we'll see.
All right, well, we will let you go here, and we're going to step away from the mic. When those lights go off, we will be right back to get the finale of this race underway. All right, again, that was the 36 of Chris Walters. As we are having some issues with our mouse here, we keep moving stuff around when we don't need to. So hopefully we haven't messed up anybody's channels there here on the radio communications area. But right now it is going to be 2 laps to go. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout to the end of this race. We will see how this one plays out. 2 to go at the line. Who will be putting it in victory lane here tonight? Of course, we are under caution. Here, all cautions are presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. So we'll go ahead and bring up that caution information for you here. It seems like there's been more than that, but we've only had 5 cautions here for tonight's race. And, of course, 18 laps of cautions, not really high, but more than we're used to seeing here in this series. But then again, it is Daytona. We've had 13 different lead changes here tonight. And while we have just a minute, let's go ahead and bring up your track information as well. There you see 69 degrees track temp here, 3 miles per wind out of the southeast. Of course, your track information brought to you by Bulletproof Tees. If you're in the market for some t-shirts, need something designed and made, head on over to bulletprooftees.com as the green flag is set to come back out once again. There it is. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here for the last time. The next flag will end this race, whether it is the white flag, checkered flag. If we get the white flag, we will get the checkered. In that, it will be either the white flag or the yellow coming out as we have the 46 of Sean Brightson getting a little wiggly there. That is not good. He's going to get shuffled back just a little bit. Mark Walls sitting in second place. Mark Walls on the outside making a bid for the lead. And that damage to the 36 Chris Walters hindering him quite a bit as he is just unable to do anything here. And right now it's going to be Chris Walters in second, even though it's not. And a caution comes out. This race is over. So we have a huge pile up back in the back once again. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to these guys back here in the back? We'll see. The 27 gets into the outside wall. No, almost does, though. We'll see right there. Goes 3 wide. And right there, the 27 just flying through this field and gets into an incident there, and it is just chaos behind him. That will bring out the caution here for the last time tonight. As drivers still getting together after the caution is over. Unfortunate here tonight, but this race will end under caution as the white flag is officially in the air with the yellow flag as well. Mark Wall is going to be scored as your winner, followed by Chris Walters and Steve Paulson. A hard fought battle here for everybody tonight. I don't think you could have asked for much more of a hard-fought battle. As we had 35 drivers start this race, we currently have about 20 left on the track right now. As I'm not sure, we check in with the 00 of Dylan Huffines, who is just creeping along right there. Now he officially has to toe to pit road. Unfortunately, he is not going to finish this race. He'll probably get a DNF. It's unfortunate. Had a good run, just didn't have the luck he needed here tonight. The person that is going to have the luck, of course, is going to be your race winner here tonight. That is going to be the 48 of Mark Walls, your race winner. Congrats to him as a newborn little regret, as we like to call him, and of course, getting the win here tonight after missing Monday night's Xfinity race. Congrats to him. He's going to do some celebrating. We're going to go ahead and jump right to your unofficial race results, as we'll get to that now. Of course, getting the win here tonight is going to be the 48 of Mark Wall. Second place is going to go to the 36 of Chris Walters. Third place is going to go to the 58 of Stephen Paulson. Wow, we'll get it right. Fourth place going to the 1 of Caden Anderson. Fifth place will go to the 95 of Josh Cushman. Sixth place will be the 2 of James Thurston. Seventh place will be the 33 of Josh Coley. Eighth place will be the 65 of Steve Silstad. Ninth place will be the 98 of Donovan Barr. 10th place will be the 28 of William Fletcher. 11th place will be the 46 of Sean Brightsman. 12th place will be the 27 of AJ Williamson. 13th will be the 78 of Dan Stuzzi. 14th will be the 00 of Dylan Huffines. 15th will be the 19 of Matt Henry. And 16th will go to the 89 of John Ottenbacher. 17th will go to the 64 of Garrett Sisk. 18th will go to the 26 of Ray Fournier. 19th will go to the 7 of Brett Johnson. 20th will go to the 83 of Chris White. 21st will go to the 91 of Scott Hutchinson. 22nd will go to the 77 of Tom Green. 23rd will go to the 8 of Gary Nichols. And 24th will go to the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. 25th will go to the 20 of Frank Harris. 26th, the 92 of Casey Tillman. 27th, BJ Tidrick in the 72. 28th, the 88 of Travis McKinney. 29th will be the 13 of Ryan Maines. 30th will be the 21 of Jason Berg. 31st will be the 9 of Corey Walters. 32nd will be the 102 of Todd Connell. 33rd will be the 03 of Daniel Masters. 34th will be the 35 of Joshua Bell. And 35th will be the number 40 of Bruce Weaver, rounding out your field here for tonight. That, of course, will do it for your unofficial race results. We are going to go ahead and step away here for just a minute. We come back, we'll have your top 3 drivers here in the post-race show. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately, we do not have Chris Walters here with us, as he has went ahead and packed it up into the trailer. We do have third place and our race winner here tonight. Of course, starting with third place here tonight. That is going to be the 58 of Stephen Paulson. We'll go ahead and bring up your driver information here tonight. Started 19th, finished third. 19th was the lowest you were all night long. Give us just a quick rundown of what this race was like for you out there. As we had a few cautions in the beginning, then we went a long green flag run, and then, of course, the cautions creep back into the picture again.
Oh yeah, I think during the green flags, probably just kind of clenching the teeth the whole time. I think I was in one of those yellows after we were 3 wide, like 3 laps in a row, and then somebody, I guess there was just not enough room for all of us. So it was a teeth clencher.
It definitely was. You always want to start out with a bang. I think we did that just here tonight at Daytona. This is one of those tracks where really you just don't know how it's all going to play out. To get a top 3 is always a good way to start the season. Considering this track is Daytona, it's a kind of a different beast compared to every other track. We always like to say it's a little bit luck and a little bit skill. So on your thoughts on that, how much skill obviously is required, to qualify good, to be up front, and how much of that is luck to be kind of in the right place at the right time as well?
Well, I think a lot of it's luck. I actually got caught in a couple wrecks and still ended up in the top, so kind of lucky that way. And then otherwise, this is speedway racing. I think Mark and all the others will be whooping by me on the 1.5 milers later on.
Well, we'll definitely hope we'll be talking to you again. I definitely think you got the talent to be up front, and I think you'll win at least 1, maybe 2. And you may even win 3 or 4 races this season. You never know. That is, of course, why it is racing and not, some other sport. Anything can happen on a racetrack. You just never know. That being said, though, again, congrats on the third place finish here. And we know you probably got some sponsors and shout-outs you want to give.
Well, thank you for your confidence. Certainly like to thank Atlas and William Fletcher for the set. We kind of worked on a little bit, and especially him. And obviously thank Mark and Jeff and all the people that put this on. It's been a pleasure to partake in it, and I thank them.
All right, again, congrats on third place. And again, we don't have second place here with us, as he has decided to pack it up into the trailer. However, we did just talk to him. But we do have first place here with us, as we'll go ahead and pull that information up. Started 5th, ended up finishing in first. At one point was as low as 11th place here tonight. And I believe they led around 40 some odd laps, 46, something like that, when it was all said and done. So the question is here for you, Mark. Was this just an ordinary win, or was this a win, kind of dedicated to the new little one in your family?
Oh man, definitely dedicated to the new little one for sure. It's an awesome way to start the season. I've already had a stellar week going with the birth of our new son James, so top it off in victory lane. It's amazing.
Well, definitely a good way to start the week. Obviously, you kind of get a win on Monday and a win today, so 2 wins in a week if you want to talk about it that way. So like you said, a great week going for you here. Looking forward to Texas. Personally, my favorite track. I think we should run there every week, but I'm a little biased because it is my home track. But it's not necessarily the toughest track, but it's not also the easiest track either. So going forward to that one, primarily here for the trucks, since it's open set, that track can get you if you're not paying attention. Do you have a plan for that track other than obviously putting in the time to practice?
Well, that's my favorite track. I think I've swept majority of them here at Texas, so I look forward to that track. I work pretty hard at that track. Suits the driving style, so I'm anxious to get there, and more anxious to get on that road to pro side and see how we fit in and how we compete.
Well, definitely, we look forward to being there. Of course, yeah, we may have to root for you a little more since it's your favorite track too. But overall, it was a crazy race. Kind of the same thing. We started out, with a few cautions, and then we went really long, green flag run. And when we did that, did your strategy and mindset change a little bit, knowing that you had those green or cautions there, just bam, bam, bam in a row, and then all of a sudden it went green for a long time? Did you think the cautions were over, or did you have in your back of your mind, we probably are going to have one or two more cautions and leave that, that fuel and tire strategy still in play?
Yeah, I think once I got towards the end of the fuel run, I thought we were going to go green. Caution kind of struck it back up, and then always at the end we have some kind of chaos. So I did think it was going to go green. I'd like to see it go green. I was in good position. Would have been a battle probably between four of us instead of the whole pack. But I mean, who doesn't like to see the whole pack get back together and duke it out at Daytona? So would have liked it either way.
Definitely, regardless of how you look at it, it was some great racing here. And we know we talked to you earlier, so we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs. So one last time, who are those?
Yeah, we got to thank Walls Beard Co. Been with the series since the series started. Been on board of that 48 Chevy Silverado since we've been rolling. And all over the Wicked Chassis trucks. So big shout-out to all the teammates. Could have finished up there all in the front, but Daytona collected a few. Kind of how it goes. Got to thank VRN putting on our broadcasts. Awesome to go back and get to watch these. I watch them with my family, so it's pretty cool that they get to see what I do and my kind of hobby. And got to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We had a really good field. I like when we have full field trucks. It makes for Daytona exciting. Too wide all the way through is definitely something to keep your eyes entertained on. And I got to thank the viewers coming out watching tonight.
Definitely, there were a lot of them out there watching. If I don't lose my voice before this is over with. But again, congrats on the win here tonight. Of course, that is going to do it. One last thing before we completely sign off here for tonight. Technically, it is Friday morning for us. It is just about 1 a.m. We want to thank all the sponsors, of course, here for the racing side of things. Just talked to the owner of that. That is Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Make sure you check them out at wallsbeardco.com here for the racing side of things. And, of course, on the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co., Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and RaceCore. Make sure you check out all these great partners and sponsors over on their appropriate social media sites, websites, and give them a shout out for coming on board here for 2019. As always, if you have a company that you would like to get exposure for here on the sim racing world or the real life world, hit us up on the VRN Facebook page, as we have 2 spots left open for sponsorships, and they will double on the real life racing is what we're covering, as well as the sim world, so you get double the exposure for the same price. Hit us up if you're interested. That being said, we'll see you next Thursday night with more great truck racing from Texas Motor Speedway.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be used in any form without the authorized written consent of Virtual Racing Network. VRN would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.